Hello and welcome to what is actually the second of our Dadler Soul sessions in March. I mean, normally you just do one a month. It's normally the first Thursday of the month, but I do like to mess around sometimes, because if we had consistency, where would be the fun in that? It would mean we'd build a consistent audience. And, you know, sometimes that can be a little bit overrated. Anyway, let me do the menu. This is the bit where I get to live out that fantasy of presenting this morning, which, is still a possibility for me. They could come knocking. Dermot O'Leary could be ill one day, and Ben Shepherd might have fallen down a flight of stairs, and every other presenter in the country, apart from me, is somewhat incapacitated, and then I get the call. So, just in case that happens, here we go. This is what's going on. Now, actually, I say that, but Dan's Dadler Soul update, that's happening very soon. Dan Flanagan, our Uberlord and Master. 8:45 is not going to be Alex's conflict management clinic anymore, but I didn't have time to change the graphic. Alex is not able to attend this evening, so we will go straight into our main event of the evening. About 8:45, we'll talk to Ben, Stuart and Jaden, three Dadler Soulies who are pushing themselves out of their comfort zones to raise money for Dadler Soul. They're going to be at the Brighton Marathon weekend doing the 10K. Now, for Jaden, that is a big thing anyway. He's not a runner. So for him to be training and doing that is a big thing. Ben and Stu, they run a fair bit. So instead of just doing the Brighton weekend 10K, they're doing 7 10Ks in 7 days. And that is a major undertaking to take. And we really appreciate it. They're raising money for Dadler Soul. The link to support them is in the description, or it should at least, hopefully, fingers crossed, be in the description of this live stream. So make sure you go there and have a look. And if you can donate them any money, then please do. I appreciate a lot of Dadler Soulies maybe not watching this live. A lot of people are at the Worthing Dads Only event tonight with the brilliant Sam Delaney. So I hope you had a good time if you're watching this on catch up, and that it was a lovely event. I'm sure it will have been. For everyone else, we're the select club that didn't get to go to that event. So we'll have the next best thing, which is this. So let's start off by talking to Dan, then, our Uberlord and Master, about what's going on with Dadler Soul. It is the Dadler Soul sessions, and here right now to entertain us and give us an update on what's going on with Dadler Soul, it is the star of the TED documentary. It's Dan Flanagan. How you doing?
I am here. I want to be known as my new name, either Papa Smurf, or taking shout out to Flo, said Lieutenant Dan.
Yes. Yeah. Does that make me Forrest Gump?
Well, or Jenny.
All right.
No, you're Bubba. You are absolutely Bubba.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. I'll have that. Yeah, no problem. We'll have that for sure.
Yeah.
How's it
I don't know
going?
whether you said, "Oh, Dan's here to entertain us." No pressure there. Then, thanks, lad.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. You've got to. You've got to raise the awareness and raise the expectations, because you're an international internet superstar now.
Well, yeah, will be. So the first part of the documentary behind the scenes of what it's like to give a TED talk came out a couple of days ago, and then I think there's 8 or 9 episodes focusing on an individual speaker that are coming out, and I've seen the first 2, and they are very, very moving and very different. So I am curious, I'm also nervous as hell to see what they've done with me.
So they're having these documentaries on each of the speakers that were on the night, and then they're going to put the actual TED Talks up separately as well, yeah?
Yeah. So we still don't have the actual schedule. But yeah, rather than sort of front loaded like Netflix does with a drama, they've spaced it out with a particular rhyme and reason that I am not aware of.
Okay.
I could be fifth, I could be last, probably saving the best for last. Don't know.
Okay. Well, we will see. It's exciting though. I was just watching it going, there's Dan, I can see that. There he is. I've seen him. There he is. Now he's talking. He's actually talking.
They've given me airtime.
Yeah.
Which is terrible idea. But no, it's a real, best way to a smorgasbord of ideas and very different stories around very different social issues. So even though obviously I have a vested interest in watching this, I think as a punter, I'd be really interested in this as a concept anyway. So yeah, watch it for me. Shout at it when I come on the screen, obviously, but pay homage to those brave other souls that got up and bared their innermost secrets and ideas to the world. Because it's, I think the TED YouTube channel, 25 million followers. Then they stick it on their Insta. Then they stick it on there. That's a potentially quite large audience. Probably about the same as we get on a weekly.
Yeah. Or maybe maybe they can catch up with us at some point, but
yeah,
we'll find out. That's a pretty big deal then, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if you need that reminding, but it's a big deal.
Is it out yet? Is it out yet? Thing is, we did the actual talk beginning of December, right, and not heard anything else about it till last Friday night when I got a WhatsApp saying, "Oh, there's the trailer." What now? What, like next week? Like when? No, not going to tell you. But yeah, it's a fantastic project to be part of from a personal perspective. Used to be terrified of public speaking, so to then given literally the stage in one of the biggest auditoriums in the world, apart from my only Dan's, obviously. Which is just me and my caps. There's a nice bit of credibility. So still, like probably majority of people out there, I suffer quite a lot from imposter syndrome. So seeing stuff like that from a world-renowned organization saying, yes, you are fit to stand on the red spot, that does helpful.
That's it. You were literally chosen from hundreds and thousands of people who entered. And I think it seems obvious when you watch the very first part of the documentary, which is sort of the overview of people, it's not like they just go, oh, let's pick 10 people out of a hat and chuck them on stage. There's a lot of work goes into it. And I know you spoke about it at the time, didn't you, about how you have these 3 days of rehearsals, you go through it again and again, and you rip up things that you've written and you start again and, all that sort of stuff. They know what they're doing.
They do. It's a big production value. And I think what is quite interesting is normally, you would watch a TED talk and it will be 8 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. This goes into all of the behind the scenes. It's even showing some of our initial pitch videos. So part of the application is fill in 2 pages and do a 3-4 minute piece to camera about your story, which I did very late on a Sunday night, just with the deadline looming. Right, hadn't realised they're going to cut that into the documentary. So there's me without a hat, flat hair, looking absolutely knackered. But that's ego. It doesn't matter.
I have to say that's not what my first immediate thought was. So when I'm watching it,
but now you be self-critical, don't you? You don't say, "Oh, this is amazing, wonderful." You go, "I've got jam down my top." Everybody's going to hate it and zero in on that, rather than go, "This is wonderful." But it does take Dad the Soul and our mission, to a universal audience. So I'm very keen to see what happens next. Dun dun dun, or duff 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 if this was EastEnders.
Yeah. Weird this, isn't it? Because normally this update on the Dad to the Soul sessions is just absolute nonsense for the first 6 minutes. But we've actually talked about something that's related to Dad to the Soul for 6 minutes.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with this, isn't
it? Well, while we're here, we might as well do some more. What's going on with Dad to the Soul?
What's going on? So this goes out Thursday night. On Saturday afternoon, we've got the premiere of our new rap video, Dad, Sums and Drums. So we've got our friends at Audio Active, amazing space in Worthing. We've invited all the cast and crew and their families to come together for a bit of afternoon post or pre-Mother's Day raving. Get the amazing rappers and singers and stuff on stage, and then we're going to show the film, and the film goes live at 7 a.m. on April the 1st, which is next Tuesday. I don't know why we've chosen April 1st, because it's not relevant in any way, or is it?
You'll have to wait and see. So get subscribed to our YouTube channel. I'll stick that into the description wherever you're watching this. If you need the link to the YouTube channel, unless you're watching it on YouTube, then just hit the subscribe button wherever you are, unless you've already subscribed, in which case, thank you very much. We love you.
But if you've already subscribed, log into your wife or your partner's or your kids' account and get them to subscribe as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a banger of a track, even though I say so myself. So I imagine, you know, a lot of people are going to be hearing this on the school run because it's a bit of an earworm.
It's a great track. It's a brilliant video as well. And it's, you know, a great thing that we're doing to help people, support people with maths as well. So it's all those good things.
That's otherwise a quite boring subject, isn't it?
Well,
do you want to help with sums? No.
Yeah. Well, this is not a boring subject. There's not a boring way of dealing with a boring subject. So it's just, definitely watch it. It's a few minutes and it's so brilliantly done. I had very little to do with it other than kind of
claim it, Jim.
I uploaded it to YouTube and set it as a premiere.
No. You, as always, are exceptionally busy backstage, like making sure people can see this, etc., etc., etc. So yes, you are very much part of it. You didn't, drop a few bars like you did in your Will Smith recent video.
Yeah, and then
which I hope you are showing in this episode as well.
Yeah, I'll show that in this episode. Why not? Might as well. It'll fill a couple of minutes, right? But no, once you've seen that, you'll understand why I am not doing anything on the Dadless Soul one. But I do feel very proud to be associated with it. It's brilliant. Really, really good.
Yeah, well, I think you were volunteer number 1, weren't you?
Yeah.
All those years ago. Yeah, the reason why you're not in the video is because you've never bothered to come down south because you are intrinsically racist against anything south of Watford.
Yeah, you've got me. You have got me.
I've seen your calling cards or your tattoos and stuff like that. You are pledge allegiance to the Rose. So no, that's probably the real reason. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I just got "It's Bath, not Bath" tattooed on my chest.
That doesn't work as a tattoo, does it?
No, it does not work as a tattoo. No, that
you didn't think that through.
I did not think that. I could only apologise. Sorry about
that. But yeah, we've outside of it's all full steam ahead. I think for the TED Talk and the rap film, but then we have got obviously events going forward. I think the tickets for our annual block party at the Brighton Open Air Theatre on the 10th of August have just gone live. So that's a brilliant way of getting 500 friends and family together and celebrating in the sunshine with a bit of afternoon funk. Some of our regular viewers might remember that towards the end of last year, we did a really interesting project called Unmasking Masculinity, which is getting a range of different stakeholders together to understand what it is to be a man in this day and age. That's probably going to be recommissioned. So we'll be looking to put that on probably around June time. And I think especially over the last couple of weeks of national conversations with adolescents and, Dame Gareth Southgate's comments about men needing positive or boys needing positive role models, I think it's exceptionally fitting. And I think it'll be a very worthwhile conversation to be part of. And we can lead that. We've got this beautiful network of MPs, rappers, gay men's communities that never normally get together. So we can do some proper good, because growing up in today's world is difficult, and trying to be a good role model is difficult. So anything we can learn, anything homework we can share from other organisations that are doing good things that maybe don't have the voice or the platform, you bring them together in this big, beautiful casserole of fatherhood, funk and foolishness.
Beautiful. Very nice. What a lovely way to finish.
And it's just made me hungry now. Yeah. A casserole. Oh, it's too hot for a casserole, but I really want one.
It's not casserole weather. Come on. You've got to wait now until November.
No, but it is still no diggity, I've got to bag it up. That means absolutely nothing to anybody else, but it's there for you, James.
Thank you very much. Dan, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Viva la revolution.
That was my chat with Dan Flanagan, the Uberlord Master and Paymaster Lord bloke in charge of this here, Dadless Soul. And that's what he had to say. So if you want to know a bit more about his TED Talk, the documentaries are being dropped on the TED YouTube channel at the moment. There's a couple of profiles of some of the speakers, and Dan's profile will be coming out over the next week or so, maybe a couple of weeks, I'm not sure. And then once they've gone through all those, so I think he said there were 8 speakers with 8 documentaries, then they'll start posting the actual TED Talks as well up there. But there is a good documentary. There's like kind of 12-minute sort of overview of the process, which you can watch at TED's YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/TED. And this is the trailer for it.
At TED, what we've discovered is that some of the best ideas come from really the most unexpected places.
We put out an open call.
Idea that I want to talk to you guys about.
We wanted to find people who might not have totally seen themselves as TED speakers before, but who definitely are.
People that haven't had the opportunity to move their idea forward yet.
An idea by itself won't achieve anything, but what if in the audience there were experts and mentors and investors to take these ideas and help them grow? Then all bets are off.
Speakers rehearse their talks in front of the team and in front of each other.
As time went along, I was able to... Oh, I'm just all over the place right now.
We all have deeply rooted passion within us to see change in the world.
Coming up and doing this sort of thing is not their day job, and this is scary.
Sometimes they do mess up. Sometimes they forget to say something.
Just to... Sorry.
$1 million, sorry. Added a few zeros there.
The reality is, everyone gets nervous.
There is a weight of expectation with a TED Talk. Hundreds of thousands of people would like to be in this position.
We want to have millions of people around the world dreaming about their chance to share their idea more broadly and to give it its chance. I really think it will change how we think about people, how we think about the future.
Thank you ever so much. We're extraordinarily grateful for you.
So very exciting, as I say. TED's YouTube channel is the place to go, and Dan's documentary will be on at some point. I'm sure we'll let you know. Follow us at Dadless Soul at any of the social media, and we will keep you updated on that. I'm absolutely sure. Dan did mention in the chat that we did with him the video that I did, which is sort of a Will Smith parody. I do a lot of Yorkshire content. I have a YouTube and an Instagram channel called Bewildered Yorkshire, and Will Smith has agreed to do a live date in Scarborough on the North Yorkshire coast. So that inspired me to do a version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So honestly, if you hate it, it's less than 1.5 minutes long, so it'll be done quickly. Will Smith's going to be playing in Scarborough this summer, so apparently I have to do a Yorkshire Coast Fresh Prince parody. I mean, what could go wrong? On Westcliff in Whitby, born and raised, Dracula Experience is where I spent most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, eating fish and chips outside like a fool, when a couple of gulls who were up to no good started causing trouble in my neighbourhood. I lost one battered cod and my mum got scared. Take these 4 herbs and bog off to Scarborough Fair. I hailed me a donkey, and when it came close, the saddle was all wonky, giving up the ghost. But I'd already paid 5 quid to the bloke, so I thought, nah, forget it, yo home's down the coast. We reached Scarborough Castle about 7 or 8, past the Grand and the Spa, not feeling great. Some kids had made fun as we trekked down south. I told them, get my donkey's name out your chuffing mouth. And that's why I had no part in the Dad's Drums and Sums rap video, which is coming out on Tuesday, the 1st of April, which is this next Tuesday coming. And as I have mentioned before, get on our YouTube channel and subscribe, and you'll get to see that before anybody else, or well, at the same time as everyone else who's subscribed, I suppose. Now it's time for our main guest of the evening. This is an interview I recorded a week or two ago. It's with our Dadless Soulies, who are going above and beyond the call of duty to raise money for Dadless Soul at Brighton Marathon weekend. So enjoy this, and I'll be back with Dadless Soul sessions on the first weekend of May. Now, not the first weekend, the first Thursday of May. So, yes, be there or be square. No idea who the guest is, but they're going to be brilliant because they always are, right? So enjoy having a listen to this. So I am joined by not one, not two, but three special guests for the Dadless Soul sessions. It's Ben, Stuart, and Jaden. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is amazing. This is going to up the viewing figures just merely because there's three of you. It's like this is the most people we've had on at one time. Will it work? Who knows? That's part of the excitement, right?
Quite, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, mate.
So, Ben, can I come to you first? What's going on? What are you doing? What are you lot doing?
So we've got a big challenge coming up. Myself and Stu going a little crazy and doing 7 10Ks in 7 days, which will be a big challenge. Yeah, Jaden's coming on board for the last one as well. But myself and Stu are, we're runners most weeks, so had to push it a little bit harder. But yeah, for someone who isn't, I know, a massive runner in Jaden, it's a huge task just to get that one over the line. But yeah, excited for it.
So this is all to raise money for Dadless Soul as well. And why is this important to you, Stuart? What's it all about?
Yeah, so this is, it's about helping Dadless Soul continue. The point of this is, the work we do through the Dad and Only play dates, through to the Dad's Only events, to the extra sessions, the amazing work like the up and coming rap video, all these little bits that Dadless Soul does to create this community takes money. Nothing's free in this world. We're a CIC, so we're not for profit. But the idea is we have to create these funds, and there are great opportunities out there. Jaden and I ran the 10K with another dad, Christian, last year, and we managed to raise a fair bit of money, which was awesome. This year, as Ben and I were out running for a 10-miler in Brighton in early January, we sort of thought we can't really ask people to give us money to do 10K when we do 10Ks pretty regularly now. So we've got to push ourselves, and it's worth pushing ourselves to sort of push other people to give us more money. So yeah, that's the whole point of it. It's to continue the good work we do. It's to grow the good work we do. It's to hopefully help and reach more dads across Sussex and beyond, and just keep the lights on, keep spreading the good word.
And pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to do it. I will stick the link that people can use to donate into the comments of this, into the event. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for people to get involved and donate some money. Jaden, so you did 10K last year. How was that for you? Was that a challenge for you?
Yeah, it was. I went in thinking, when I said I'd do it, I went in thinking this is going to be interesting, to say the least. I don't run for love nor money. I work out ironically, I work out in the gym 2-3 times a week. At that point in time, I wasn't doing any training at all. So I was a little bit worried, to be honest, as to whether I'd even complete it. But I did. I managed to complete it in the time was 1 hour and 12 seconds, to be precise. I'm going to hold on to that for this one. So the idea now for me is beat the clock. I've done a few runs here and there. Did probably a mistake. It was I did a run on Wednesday, then forgetting I was walking around a trade show all day. So I was walking. I walked about the equivalent of 12 kilometers yesterday. So that was horrible. But that's part of my training. So it's going well so far. I think just the biggest thing for me is now, I want to beat my time. I've done it once. That's fine. I've got the belief that I can do it. So if I train now, it should be that I get a better time.
See, that's it. It's possible. You've done it once. It is possible.
I can't let myself down now.
No. But that's the thing, though, isn't it? That, you know, you can do all sorts of different things and other skills, even, you know, playing other cardio things like football and something, but it's very different from running 10K and, you know, training in the gym. It's just a different discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, what these guys are doing is absolutely crazy. No, they'll know very much. I'm not a runner in the slightest, but it is interesting. It doesn't matter what you do in terms of fitness. It's like doing something like this is a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different kettle of fish. I think the beauty of it is you do just get swallowed up with it, so you go a bit quicker. And you get a good pace on from the beginning. So I'm just clinging on to that a little bit as well. But yeah.
Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed you'll get through. You'll do it again and shave those 12 seconds off at least.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm hoping on for at the moment.
So Ben, you're doing all of these many 10Ks. I don't want to kind of keep bringing home the point, but that's going to be tough, right? How are you preparing for it?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think that you know, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Challenge yourself. How I'm prepping for it, I'm running 3-4 times a week at the moment. I managed to do 35 kilometers last week, so we're halfway there. You know, we do a big part with one of the other dads from Dad La Soul as well, Tyler. We go out with him every Friday morning, do at least 5K every Friday. So yeah, loads of training, loads and loads. Doing a little bit of gym work as well to, you know, keep the leg strength up. But yeah, just any opportunity I get, going out for a run. Even took the kids out with me the other day, got them on their scooters. They complained an awful lot, but they made it. They made it through with me, and that again, that's part of it. You know, I'm trying to teach them that get the right mindset, and you can push through anything.
Mm-hmm. You can keep going. You can keep doing it. Stuart, what's it for you? Are you making sacrifices? Is it, you know, these dietary changes? What's going on with you?
I'm very much sacrificing my knees. Yeah, I've had to rest up this week because I got a bit excited the other Monday, smashed a run out, best I've run in a while, and then my knee is not playing ball. So I actually want to run this week. So I'm resting. I'm doing strength work on my knees to try and bring them back into form. But yeah, for me, I've got new knee sports, better insoles for my trainers to try and protect my knees. So yeah, for me, it's that. I think, you know, like Ben said, it's a hell of a challenge, and as much as we're pushing ourselves, it's kind of the same level Jaden's pushing himself. You know, and yeah, I think, you know, I'm part of, like Ben said, the work we do with Versus Life and Tyler is I've ingrained so much over the last 18 months of doing this. To what my lifestyle is now in terms of, you know, barely drink. You know, my food consumption is much more like higher protein. You know, trying to be conscious of what I'm doing. Huge amounts of caffeine help, but not self-plug. You know, but yeah, like, you know, there's a lot to do. I think my lifestyle's kind of at a point where it's far better than it was a year ago, so I'm far more happier for it. I'm not expecting I might well be dragging behind Jaden on the last day after the 7th 10K. So, but, you know, we'll cross the finish line. You know, this is a feat of endurance as opposed to a race. So, you know, we will get there, come hell or high water, and even if my knees aren't doing it, I'll still be doing it if I have to walk it. So, you know, it's prepping ourselves mentally. I think prepping time. You know, my best 10K is like 54 minutes. I think I'm not going to be doing those. You know, there's no point in me doing those. No. So the time it takes. You know, we're going to do, I think, one in the morning with Tyler, which is going to be on a Wednesday. And then the rest are we've got to find time for, Ben and I. You know, we're going to try and do them together. We are in the next week or two. I need to pull my finger out and plan the routes a bit. Plan where we're meeting, because we want other people to come along with us. You know, as Jaden said, it's far easier doing these things when you're cheering along. So the more people we can get out, helping us, cheering us, kicking us up the arse, that'll help. You know, so we will be inviting the community to come along and join in, chase us, race us, like I say, bully us. You know, any bit of words of encouragement will always go down. All words of abuse will probably go down quite well.
Yeah,
that's it. Or channel it all, like you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, your footballer on the pitch, and he'd you know, he manages to get motivated by the positive and the negative. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I really feel this as well, because I'm, you know, I am fitter than I have been in my adult life, but I am now very much middle-aged, very much in my getting towards late 40s. And it's not just about whether you do it or not. It's about whether your body will let you do it or not.
Yeah.
As my hamstring that I tore recently and then my toe that I broke recently are telling me to just calm it down a little bit. Calm it down. But it's a great thing. It's a great positive thing. It's a great mental health thing as well. Jaden, is that something that you appreciate from it, getting out in the open air and just getting out and just being away from stuff and having time for yourself?
Yeah, it's definitely, so doing the runs has been a bit eye-opening because I've always been like, I've always focused on, and now I'm doing it more. I've always focused on going to the gym, lift weights, get my anger out. It's been great, and I love it. And I'm very much one of those people. I do not classify myself as a runner. However, when I first started doing it and stuff, I've done a few runs. I've always focused on, oh God, I must start out of breath and I can't breathe and things like that. I'd struggled quite a bit, but having done it a few more times and able to actually go a bit further, I can see that it's actually quite freeing. There's just you, your earpods, and you're going, and that's it. There's no one around you. And it's quite nice. Just blanket everything out, white space, so to speak, and just completely think whatever you want to think of, which is why I started thinking some other stuff up recently, which was really nice, really good. It gave me a bit of headspace, as it were.
And what's on the earpods then? What's going on? What is motivating you to keep going?
So I know a lot of people sometimes they'll have like motivational music, some people with dance tracks. I don't know, this might be a bit controversial. I have country and blues on. I've got a bit of Tennessee whiskey playing in the background, like, because that's what I'm gonna have when I finish.
Right. Okay. So it's like the carrot and the stick.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but I have that kind of music. It just kind of gives me that relax. You can do this.
Okay.
And that's the sort of whole vibe I have at the moment, just in terms of my music taste. So it just makes me zone out of everything else out. So it's the best way for me.
Okay. Ben, have you got anything going on? Are you listening to anything? Are you thinking about anything particular? What's going on when you're out there on the roads?
I'm very much like Jaden says. I like something I can a song that I can almost sing along to, because it just distracts me. If the legs start feeling tired, I concentrate on the music and it keeps me going, gets me through that wall, or sometimes over the wall. But yeah, always something that I can sing along to. Luckily, I've got the earpods in, so I can't hear myself. But
yeah, perfect. I mean, unlucky for everyone else, but you know,
I'm going that fast. They can't hear me either. So
well, maybe that's the thing. If they can hear you and start complaining, it's like, I need to go faster. I've obviously slowed down too much. And Stuart, what's it for you? What's going on? What are you listening to when you're running?
Yeah, I think like big runs, like on the day, I might not, because the 10K is a really cool run. It's sort of like, because it's part of Brighton Marathon, there's people playing music, and last year there was steel drum, so there's a vibe, right? When you're on your own, yeah, maybe it's a bit different. Sometimes it's nature. It is nice to take it all in and just listen, and But yeah, definitely a bit of AC/DC Thunderstruck is very much the one that gets me going on that. But I have a lovely playlist, set particularly upbeat songs, but songs that it's nice to get caught off guard with. There are songs that my son loves, so when they come up, it makes me smile and laugh with his mad eclectic music taste. Dropkick Murphys isn't there? It's bizarre. As well as my first dance song. Songs that remind me of my wife and child. Are a lovely little surprising element. Even though I know they're coming, it's nice just to give you that little boost, as well as AC/DC is a hell of a song to run to. So plus it reminds me of Iron Man 2. But I like that. Sometimes the peace and quiet. Sometimes just the atmosphere. It's just like especially on the Sunday, the buzz in the crowds, and there's people ringing bells, holding up comical signs. I think my favourite one last year was "Find a nice bum and follow it." Or is that a gel packet in your pocket? Are you pleased to see me? So I don't want to miss out on those lovely details.
No, of course. My 8-year-old put on Dropkick Murphys on. We've got like a family playlist for the car,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I'll be honest, annoyingly, my daughter hijacked, and it's just Olivia Rodrigo. Who knew she'd done so many songs? But yeah, my son, he put on the Dropkick Murphys as well. I was very surprised to know that that's what he was into.
Yeah, it's one of my Rose Tattoo is one of my son's favourite songs. It's bizarre. I love it, but yeah, Christ, he loves it, so it makes me smile. That and like all these other little, God knows how to hear them from adverts and stuff. But,
yeah. The ones about Phantom Tax and Skibidi Toilet and that's less so.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jayden, you are doing this for Dad La Soul. That's what all the fundraising is about. What does Dad La Soul mean to you?
I mean, for me, it's been a literal lifesaver. It's been that connection, that community that I needed to get through. I've gone through points, quite low points, going through struggles, going through court struggles and things like that. It's been really difficult. And for me, it's just being able to have a place there's zero judgment. The strangest thing, you don't know any blokes, you don't know anyone there. When you come out with almost family, in essence. It really is. It's Stuart. I've gone on holiday with Stuart, and that was hilarious. And we are long overdue to book another one. But it really is. You come out with family, so I think that Dad La Soul is really important to me because of that. It's giving me that connection to other people that I never knew before, and I would always want to keep.
Great, that's brilliant. Ben, how about you? What's Dad La Soul mean to you?
It means the world, to be honest. After I discovered it after lockdown, like a lot of the world, I was feeling lost, I was feeling lonely, and I didn't know how to talk to anyone if it wasn't about football. I had no other conversation with anybody. Coming in, first time in, it was a stand-up comedy show, straight out the comfort zone with a group of blokes I'd never met before, but I haven't looked back since. It's led me to become a better dad, a better husband, and open up my interests to a lot of different things. Football's still top of the list, don't get me wrong, but it's got me interested in so many more things, more food, more wines, things like that. Just realizing there's more to the world.
Brilliant. Okay, and Stuart, how about you?
Yeah, the same. It's my community. It's connected me with my local community. We all know how hard it is to find new friends when you get to a certain age or past 18. It is. It's given me that venting point. It's given me that safe space. It's given me my space. It's allowed me to focus and have an environment where it's about me, which can sound selfish, but with all these things and the positive things like running, like Dad La Soul, it's that positive trickle down effect as well. Mm-hmm. By me looking, like Ben said, like I look after myself, so therefore I'm a better father, I'm a better husband, and I'm a better boss, as well, in those things. But it trickles down. So if I'm happier, my wife's happier, my son's happier. I get to spend more time with my son. Like we have an environment where it's just us, and that's so important and so rare, and it never happened. It was never accessible back in the day. Mm-hmm. When I was a child, and it's a novelty, and I think it's unique, and it's a community for men to be honest with themselves and safe spaces, and and when you are down in the dumps, when you are having a rough time, when something tragic happens, you have a network around you that's there. But I think, like Jayden said, it's more important that it's there. It's a preventative. Sorry, mm-hmm. I think what Dad La Soul does so well, better than so many other groups. This is why it is so important. There are so many amazing groups who, and there are dad groups like this as well. It's like, where you've got something terrible's happened, and then you form a community, right? And that's so true. How many groups are actively preventing terrible tragedies? How many groups are actively we know prevention is better than cure, and how many truly do that? There's wonderful stories of people being brought together by tragedy, but we're being brought together by one single wonderful thing, which is that we had the joy we were lucky enough to become fathers, And that is what connects us. We're not connected by tragedy. We're not connected by bad situations. We're connected by the pure fact that we have helped bring life into this world. And we have a little person who looks up to us. Regardless of our relationship, we are a father. And that's the truly magical thing about Dad the Soul, is that we're brought together by something wonderful, and we're creating a support network that when, as life often does, throws us curveballs, we are there for each other.
Mm-hmm. There was a great quote from Noel McDermott, the psychotherapist who we've had on this show and on another couple of Dad the Soul things, that said that because of Dad the Soul, there will be less need for another foundation to be started in someone's name by a grieving mum or dad or sister or brother or whatever. And that's really poignant. I think that's really something to be reminded of. And if you are thinking of donating any money to anything, then this is, as you've been able to see, a great support network for so many people and a great community for so many people as well. So once again, that donation link is in the comments wherever you're watching the Dad the Soul sessions from right now. So we're getting close to the events. We're almost there. You're putting yourselves on the line. Jaden, what do you think? How confident are you? Are you determined that it's going to happen?
Yeah.
It's going to go. You're going to beat that 12 seconds. You're going to do it this time.
Yeah. I mean, I set a goal. I wanted to try and achieve an hour. I don't think I've done anywhere near enough training to get to that. But look, if I can even get that, shave that 12 seconds off, that would be nice. I'm going to have my family standing there at the end, so I'm very confident that this is going to work and I'm going to do this.
And Ben, have you got any specific goals other than just get through all of these 10Ks?
I'd like to beat my PB on the last day, but as Stu said, whether I've got that in my legs come the end of it, I don't know. I've got another good friend of mine that's running the 10K with us as well. He's not Dad the Soul, but he's running it for his own well-being. And if I keep up with him, I'll be quite pleased with that, because he's very quick. So if I keep up, I'll be happy.
Well, it's good to have a pacemaker, isn't it? It's good to have someone there that's. Although what I did a half marathon, and they'd put in markers. They'd got runners with these big flags on saying, so like 1 hour 50 and 2 hours and whatever every so often, and they were running that pace. And at first I was trying to keep up with the 1 hour 50 person, but they disappeared quite soon. So for the rest of the 13 miles, I was actually more just in fear of the 2 hour person passing me. And so it wasn't quite a pacemaker. It was more like some kind of weird chase. But I managed to not let them pass me and did it under 2 hours. So I was delighted with that. Absolutely. Sometimes you need fear as well as inspiration. I don't know, maybe. And Stuart, what about you? What's your target?
Yeah, getting over the line. I think, my knees aren't great. So I'm setting no pressure on it apart from getting it done. Ben and I have got a cheeky little half marathon a week tomorrow. So I don't know why. That's kind of my fault. As is this 70K is my fault. So I do apologise publicly. It's getting it done, right? It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a push. I may struggle walking for a couple of days afterwards. But that's the point, right? Not the non-walking, but it is a challenge and it is a push. So it's about getting it done.
It will be challenging, and I just wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for doing this, and once again, donate if you can. Thank you to Ben, Stuart, and Jaden.
Cheers, guys.